Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the American Revolutionary mod. Last time around, we had a battle over Williamsburg and one at Charleston, so I was able to fit two battles. Two quite different battles, as the one in Williamsburg was quite touch and go for a while. And the Charleston was a complete disaster for our enemy as we ran them over, and the casualty rate was, for every one of our soldiers that got killed, around 100 or so British got felled, almost, if I do the calculations correctly. Or maybe it was actually just 10, I think, because we lost 300 men. And they lost 3,000, so that's 10, not 100. 100 would have been quite amazing. That would have meant that I only lost 30. So it's quite different. Since last time around, I've gone ahead and end turn, so we have a fresh movement. And I'm just going to go ahead and start up from the north. I've already sent these guys over, so there's nothing to go through there. We have a little force over here. Nothing that I'm too worried about. Ferguson's light rifles and East Norfolk Regiment. I don't think they're gonna pass through here. The British kind of just go by the border, but never ever actually crossing it. I think one unit has crossed. I'm not entirely sure where this Native American unit managed to sneak across, but that has made it past. The army that we end up here is marching down. Fortunate for me, it seems that the British are not going to try and attack the fort with the French. Could be then that they're going for Washington. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send over this guy to take possession of this so that we free up Washington and his force to march down on the remaining province of the Iroquois Confederacy, completely annihilating those guys. This force didn't move to attack us. The Cherokee forces that were moving along this road actually moved in to the Algonquin territory, and they tore up every single place we had built here. We did, however, manage to have time to convert about 40% to Protestantism, which was quite nice. The province is still high resistance to occupation. There's still some religious unrest, and the fact that these guys came in and burned everything, it certainly doesn't help things, as people are now starving because of that. And as we go through, I've kind of just put the troops together. This little force has moved down here and secured this area. We're replenishing these guys. Same with here. I kind of ran out of money because I was building so much stuff all over the place. Oh yes, we captured, I forgot, another classical university. So we'll, oh yeah, I did already put that to work. The British gentleman there, Oliver Fox, is on his way. He might be stealing technology, but that's just fine because the Brits need it. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna sell the Baltimore Dragoons. Just force out the British Navy. Not gonna attack them just yet. Hopefully I will be able to repair this. I do believe I'm losing a little bit of money out of that, because you can see tobacco here. The thing is, oh, we're making 10,000. That's pretty nice. We're gonna make more though, because with the British Army defeated at Charleston, I have free range to move through all of these other provinces as well. And the Cherokee decided not to cross in to try and threaten us. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a little bit of a garrison. We're gonna leave part of the Light Brigade, Pennsylvania Rifles, the Philadelphia Associate Light Infantry is going to be left, while the rest of the army continues on to Savannah, Georgia, where we're going to demand the surrender they did surrender, and Savannah, Georgia is ours. In Savannah, Georgia, I'm going to leave the 3rd New York, the Dubois Regiment, and then I'm going to continue with the army down to Florida, and we're going to demand the surrender of Florida, and with that, I just took the entire south. We're going to burn this, and I'm going to build a trade port. This one already has farming, and you can build these up to properly feed the entire population without the fishery. So we're going to have a trade port here to generate a lot of wealth. I'm also burning this one because this one has 2 farms, so it's even more unnecessary to have a major fishery here. That definitely needs a trade port. With that, we don't really have a land battle unless we cross over here. What I really want to do, though, is finalize the defeat here. Possibly means that, well, at this point, since I'm making 15,000 a turn roughly, I don't really need to turn down or like scrap my navy. Also, yes, I managed to start building on the military academies since I've got the money, so we're probably going to be able to recruit some new troops here. Not entirely sure which ones, but we're going to get some new, and also building them over in Boston. And with that said, we're going to have the first battle of this video, which is going to be a naval battle against Jack Lincoln and his force. So without further ado, let's sink some British ships. Oh yes, sometimes before we actually jump into the battle, someone said, Horatio Gates, you don't think he looks American? Well, Horatio Gates apparently was an actual general, but if you Google Horatio Gates, and if you take a look at this picture, you can tell that they don't exactly look alike. Plus this guy is wearing a bloody full body armor. He's like cuirass armor, 16th century cuirass on. You can see the shoulder armor right there in the picture, and plus he's got this big, more around 1600s wig, or late 1600s I could possibly imagine. This big wig. Same with this guy, and like it's, you know, it doesn't really look like it's the late 1700s in the Americas, and it certainly does not look like Horatio Gates, even though Horatio Gates was an historical general. So I get what he was saying, that I didn't recognize that Horatio Gates was an American general, but the guy on the picture looks nothing like what you would see, unless, of course, I don't know, maybe there was a guy riding around in the wars there with full plate armor, more or less, or full 1600s plate armor. What do I know? Anyways, with that little rant, let's go ahead and sink Jack Lincoln. And the battle is off! We've started firing at each other. What we're going to do is, let's have the 2 smaller ships. I'm gonna try doing it this way this around. See if that makes it easier to maybe leave the control a bit over to the AI. Right now he's not actually going pretty well because he's going right into him. It's not a great view from this ship. I'm gonna go over to this one. Not a great view from this one either. I kinda lost the bearing. I don't know where the enemy is. What is he doing? Oh, he's gonna turn around like that. We're gonna see a broadside from this ship. Which side am I supposed to look at? This one, I think. I wish there were more points when you go inside the ships like this. Oh, yeah, they're going this side. That there were more points that you could split the camera between, rather than just these 2 on every ship. Like maybe there would be one up in the mast, one next to the captain, and so forth. We're going really close to this one here. It's the big one as well, the Yarmouth. We have oh shit! We have twice the crew, so we should be able to take that one. You know what? My plan on telling them to attack was shit, so I'm gonna order them around instead. For the last few shots, we're gonna switch to canister. The thing which I have thought about canister is that it's not actually that useful in this kind of close quarters fight, because it does not break the side of the hull, and most of the pellets then just hit the side and are just absorbed by the hull rather than actually killing anyone. So if you fire a round shot instead, that will actually break the hull up to facilitate the killing of the enemy crew. So we have almost we have more than double the crew, so we should be able to board them. Normally the defending crew usually has quite a big advantage. Look at that guy, he just punched that guy the first thing he did as he jumped aboard. And then he gets stabbed. Doesn't really help that the British Monmouth is laying into our side there. We're still twice the numbers. You can see we've got one of our sailors trying to assassinate the captain. They seem to have got most of the guys around there. The captains don't seem to want to fight. Oh no, that's our guys that's on the deck. We're the blue, I forgot. That guy just got punched. How's it going? Ooh, backstabbed one of our guys. They surrendered. We're back on the ship. We lost a lot of guys. We lost what? 50 men or something? It's gonna be... ooh, we've only got 35 guns. At least we took the Hampshire 6th Straight frigate. But it was a heavy price since our biggest ship... Oh, where are you going? Since our biggest ship kind of was taken out of fight. We still have this 48 gun frigate. And I mean, I still have plenty of ships. I think it's better if you just lay somewhere there, because you're not going to be able to move down into the wind. It would be cool if you, in battle, could deposit crew onto the ship and then you could control both of them. They should at least leave some to make sure. This is one of the things I don't like. It's a little bit buggy, and quite a few of my sailors missed the jump over onto the ship, and so they find themselves drowning there. And I mean, the British crew doesn't seem that keen on helping them, neither does ours. So we're just gonna leave these what, 5 sailors to drown? Actually 6, there's one. There's a whole bunch right here, like a weird sea monster trying to crawl up the side of the ship. Hold on for dear life, gentlemen. You have drifted out of range, so you need to go back into range. You've lost 2 guns and 10 crew. These have lost 5 guns and 10 crew as well. Since you're going in from the rake, you should probably fire at the sails. Make it easier for to get the bastard. Once this one runs up next to this one, the brig, and is able to rake it, it's probably not going to go too well. I wonder if it affects how much crew you have. It affects if it takes longer to reload. Well, obviously you lose the ability to... the entire command structure, or the captain and, I don't know, second in command, first lieutenant, has all moved up into the mast. They are able to do significant damage onto the sails, and the British ship is kind of stopping here. They've also moved their guy up into the sails. I never got a good look. Oh, the 48 gun frigate, 32, is drifting out of range as well. Right, you should be within range. As the British are stopping there, we can kind of hold here. And you can kind of hold there within range. And you should turn up. Lay alongside him. Oh, we cut the most forward mast. He's not going to be able to escape now. And we cut the second mast. Luckily his captain got out of that. And now they only have the back mast. They frantically are working on cutting off all the ropes to make sure that the sail doesn't carry them down. Right, there's no point in shooting at the masts anymore because, I mean, they don't have any sails. However, the brig is going to take one hell of a beating as it passes through the broad side of this. You pass around and lay yourself behind. You will advance. You can sit where you are. And right now you're in a position to rake him. Gonna move around. And then we're gonna rake him from the back. Hopefully hit the rudder and stop him from being able to maneuver. In which case he's dead in the water, and any prudent commander would then realize it's all over. Or as they say in the States, it's all ogre. They haven't actually cut all the ropes. So one there is still going down. It could be that it's not actually attached to the mast anymore. That it's just a stump of rope. Right, you're gonna sit right there. So now I've got one on either side here. Gonna detail the ships a little bit. Make sure that they come in from all sides. And now we're just gonna work the hull to the point where they are ready to retreat. I like how, or ready to surrender. I like how this guy is running about. Beach to quarters! We should have been at quarters. Oh, that guy just took a shot in the foot and fell through the floor. Bit disappointed that they didn't go, and I mean they did a nice job putting in the American Marines. I don't know why they didn't switch out the British ones and still have those really ugly ones. You kind of drifted out of place. Okay, so I ordered you to full speed go there, but then you decided to pass that. Alright, I guess we can see about gaining some... Damn, the hull on this thing! Look at... We have done barely anything on the hull. I mean, we can see some holes and shit, but according to this, we've basically done nothing. I wonder if... Now that I can rake them from over here, if I switch to canister, will we be able to... I mean, the thing is, most of the canister, I believe, is just gonna go into the frontier and just be captured by that, and not actually fly across the deck. So it might be better just to keep pounding them. And it looks like the big ships are not doing that much damage either. And then you need to turn a little bit. We actually will stop you and just turn you. Same with you, stop you. This one has 130 crew, this one has 111. Could possibly board here. Would want to lose a little more crew on these guys before we try to board. We've gotten nowhere on the hull. You know what? These guns are situated so high on deck that I think it might work. So we're gonna switch to canister, see if that actually gets us anywhere. We should have moved some guns up to these up here, because that would have definitely put us in an angle to shoot them out. But right now I'm afraid most of it's going to just be soaked up by the hull. Unless we completely put ourselves on the side there, so we can get firing through the open holes. This fight taking very long because the enemy ship simply won't surrender. The Marines must be doing something, I think. So we do have quite the advantage. They are still confident though. It just says losing slightly. Yeah, well... yeah, the canister is probably not doing anything. We'll do a broadside. All guns firing at the same time. That'll be spectacular. And might scare the shit out of the enemy. So they're at 101. And we're at 128. 11 guns loaded out of 23. How many do I have? I have 23 on the other side as well. Kinda drifting a little bit out of position. Okay, we're soon ready. 21. It just says 21, 22. Come on, 23. Oh. Boom! Ooh, we got it down to... we got 7 out of them. And we killed some guns as well. 26. You know what? I think it's time. See if you can get around and board them. They're gonna run into this guy now. He's only got 5 on the other side. I guess the entire crew that went into the boarding went from just one side of the ship. So he's got 27 cannons on one side. And he's only got 6 on the other. So this one's slowly making its way around, at the same time putting shots into him. We're possibly gonna fire at our own ship as it passes. Oh, they decided to surrender. Wonderful. Also, this battle, I don't know how long it took, but it might be the only one we're gonna put in this video then. Because I'm not entirely sure about the time. But, you know what? I really want to just release that. Boom. Right. With that... oh, he's just routing. I want you to surrender. I was lucky I didn't just end it there. We're gonna run up alongside you, and we're gonna board you. Set sail, yeah. You don't have much sail anymore. It's gonna be a bit of a hassle trying to get this one back to port with 2 sails missing. You know what, this side... is kind of open, so canister could work on this side. Oh, there we go. Just fired at the sail, and I guess that was enough to force them to surrender. Wonderful. Let's go back to the campaign map then. There we go. We captured both ships, and I mean, I don't really need the money. So we're gonna take both ships on, especially the big one, just because, I mean, the hull on that thing was almost impossible to break. So we're gonna add them onto to our fleet. I could have sold one just to repair the port. We're gonna move back to this here port. Very nice. Trains gained, Horatio Gate, good news, morale in battle. Confident Admiral. Brave Sailor, plus in battle. Command when attacking, aggressive commander. Aggressive commander, since we tried to board both those ships. I guess there's this battle moving over here, but the thing is, I've done so many movements and stuff. Either this is a really short episode, or this is just fine. The naval battle dragged out quite a bit, so I think that will fine. A little bit of a shorter video than what I usually do, possibly. But there we have it anyways. For next one, hopefully we'll find a battle somewhere. Most likely Nathaniel is going to gather his troops and march on Cherokee territory. Get rid of them. Would be quite easy to get all of that in kind of one battle to secure a lot of that and get rid of them. And with them gone, that will free up Nathaniel's army, and that's a lot of troops that will be heading north to deal with the British. I'm a bit worried about what they're gonna do with Gisborne Stanhope, where he's gonna land. Right, or where he land, where he's going to finally make his stand and do battle with us. Anyways, with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!